This is Houston. Are you ready for the event?
Houston from station, I am ready for the event.
ESA PAO, this is Mission Control Houston. Please call station for a voice check.
Station, this is ESA PAO. How do you hear me?
ESA PAO from station, I hear you loud and clear. How about me?
We have you loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie. I will now give the floor to ESA Video Services.
Hi, Sophie. It's good to see you.
All right. Happy to hear you, Isa.
My first question is about food. Has anything surprised you about the way food tastes in orbit? What are the differences you've noticed between eating on Earth and eating in space?
Well, what I can tell is that eating is as joyful in space as it is on Earth. It brings connection among ourselves. It feels good. And also, some people have reported that sometimes people need more salty or more spicy food, but for me, it was not the case at all. For me, the taste feels the same. But what I can tell you for sure, the first time I tasted some of the fresh food that came in the Dragon, for example, one radish, one carrot, one apple, one orange, oh my God, these felt like, wow, sublime, like so good. So I guess it means that we forget a little bit the taste of the very good taste of fresh food. But I'm very much looking forward to have more fresh food when I'm back on Earth.
I can imagine. What was it like sharing Anne-Sophie Pique's dishes with your crewmates?
Oh my God, it was a unique bonding moment, and we all agree in the crew to say that it was the ultimate bonding moment for us. You know, the body needs calories, the physiology needs food to just get energy, but the mind needs connection, needs bonding experiences. And what we all talked about during the dinner is that food is a universal way of creating bonding experiences among crew members. Because whatever your origin, whatever your country, whatever your citizenship, whatever your past, food always brings memories, always bring a sense of connection between each other, sense of connection with the earth, sense of connection with our own childhood, with feel-good meals that we would remember from our grandmas, grandpas, and so this very good gourmet meal was a very, very good bonding moment for us all. And we also agree that Anne-Sophie Pique right now, although she's the most starred chef woman in the world, now we are giving her some stars for being the most starred woman chef in space. So she's the one having most stars in the universe right now.
I love that. Seeing Earth from 400 kilometers above is obviously a perspective that very few of us will get to experience. Has it led to any insights or feelings that has stayed with you?
Yeah, I think every day I open the cupola shutters in the morning and I see the Earth, it feels the same. It feels amazing. The Earth is so beautiful. You understand the power of it? Like it's like a powerful spaceship which holds the whole humanity traveling together in space. So you understand that it's a very powerful ecosystem and full bubble of protection for humanity. But you also understand the fragility of it. You understand that the atmosphere is very thin. You see some lakes that are drying because of drought. You see when there are some floodings and that houses are under the rain or the floodings. You see when there are glaciers melting and ice melting. you see a lot of things from space, and so you understand how much energy we should all put into protecting our shared home, the Earth.
Absolutely. After spending so many months in orbit, what are you most looking forward to experience again when you come back? What's the first thing you're going to do?
Well, that's interesting because in general, I prefer to focus on what I have more than on what I would miss. Right now in space, I have an amazing experience. I really love having this experience and living aboard the space station and doing a very big amount of scientific experiments and sharing this enthusiasm with everyone. This really is very fulfilling for me. But for sure, when I think about memories on Earth, I'll be excited to rediscover everything. And, as I will eat the first fresh salad, as I will give the first hugs to my family and friends, as I will just walk for the first time bare feet on fresh cut grass, when I will just for the first time sleep on a bed with gravity having my head on a pillow, I guess everything will feel so valuable because it will feel like a first time. And then I think I will have this insight that, wow, maybe it's good to be conscious about what we have and have a ton of gratitude about what we have, and just minor things can give us a rainbow of positive emotions, and I'm looking forward to all of this.
Sounds good. So many young people are following your mission and your journey. What quality or mindset do you think matters most for someone who dreams of becoming an astronaut one day?
That's kind of a difficult question because we, in the Astronauts Corps, we want a lot of variety because the more diverse the people are and the more strong we'll be as a team. You want people who have different backgrounds and different mindsets so that we are all complementary. I would say one common feature is that we like working in teams. We like working and creating bonding moments together, and because spaceflight is really about teamwork. It's teamwork not only within the crew in here, but also with the ground support teams and the ground crews. I call them ground crews because literally it feels like we are all crews in this big adventure. And yeah, it's we also acknowledge that we are all human and we can all make mistakes, but we give the others grace for them, and as a team we are stronger. So yeah, I think being a lot into kind to each other and understanding the dynamics of teamwork is very important in this job.
Thanks a lot, Sophie. We will now transition to French. Je donne la parole à Bruno Catron pour les éditions Playbac. À vous.
Oui, bonjour Sophie, donc je suis Bruno de
Hi,
Mon
Sophie.
Quotidien,
I'm Bruno from
quotidien,
Mon
le journal
Quotidien,
pour les
which is
enfants.
a small daily, daily
Et
newspaper for
quelques
children.
questions. Qu'est-ce qui
And
vous
a
a le
few
plus
questions.
surprise
What
depuis que vous êtes dans
surprised you
l'ISS?
most since you've been on the aboard the ISS?
Bonjour Bruno, bonjour à toute la communauté de
Hi,
Playbac.
Bruno.
Et
Hi,
aussi bonjour à tous
the
les
Playbac
enfants qui
community,
écouteront
and
peut-être un
hi to
moment
all the
ou qui
kids
liront les
who are
témoignages.
spending a bit of
Écoutez,
time with me, who
ce
are
qui
going
m'a
to have
surprise,
my
à peu près tout.
witness account. What surprised me
Non,
is
en
pretty
fait,
much
sérieusement,
everything.
c'est difficile de
Really,
sélectionner parce
seriously,
que
it's
le
difficult
cerveau
to
humain,
pick
il
out
comprend
something
de suite quand il
because
arrive dans l'espace.
you,
Déjà, quand
you
il est dans les
understand immediately,
fusées
get into space,
à
but
quitter la
when you're in the
gravité
rocket
terrestre, c'est comme un gros coup
and
de pied dans le
leaving
derrière.
terrestrial
Et puis
gravity
ensuite,
up in the
arriver en
air,
orbite, la première
and
fois
then
qu'on est en
after that you get
micro-pesanteur
into
et qu'on
orbit,
voit le corps
the
flotter
first
comme
time
ça,
you're in weightlessness,
arriver
you're
ensuite se
confronted with
faire
all
un
of this,
amarrage à
and
la
then
station à 28 000 km/h, et ensuite
finally
arriver dans l'ISS
moving
qui
off
est
at such a high speed, and
un
then
immense
getting to the
laboratoire
ISS,
flottant en
which
orbite.
is a huge
En fait, il
floating
n'y a rien qui est normal pour le
laboratory or
cerveau humain.
laboratory in orbit.
Et donc, en fait, tout m'a
It's very
surpris. Bon,
difficult for
après,
a
il y a
human
des choses que
brain
j'aime
to grasp.
raconter parce que
And there are
c'est
some
des
things that I'd
anecdotes que
like
je
to tell you
garderai à
about, though,
vie
because these
dans mes
are
souvenirs.
stories that I'm going to keep for
Le
the rest
fait
of my life
de
as
flotter en
memories.
micro-pesanteur et pouvoir faire
The
des
fact that you're
saltos et puis
floating
s'orienter
in
dans la troisième
weightlessness
dimension,
and
ça
then
c'est vraiment
having to
génial.
move around in this third
Le fait
dimension is really great. And the fact that
de
you're,
comprendre que finalement, même si
you have to
on est
understand,
assez surpris par
even
ce
if
qu'on a l'impression d'être
you're
un
surprised
hasard
by
ambiant, ben, en fait, les
the
logisticiens ils
impression
savent
that you're a kind of
exactement
a
où est
muddle,
chaque
a total
pièce
muddle.
et chaque
The
objet. Et
logisticians
quand on a
know
une
exactly
activité de
what
maintenance
each
à faire et
part
qu'on
and
cherche
each
une vis
object
de
is
3
there for.
mm de long
And
avec
when you're looking for a 3
telle et telle
millimeter long
épaisseur, telle
screw
caractéristique,
or
ils nous disent
something, and
exactement
you
où
have
la
to have the right
trouver et ça
thickness
fait
and
mouche à
so on,
chaque fois, quoi.
they know
Donc ça c'est
exactly where
surprenant
it is,
aussi.
the technician.
Après,
And
bon, forcément, ce qui m'a
that's
surpris
also
aussi, c'est la beauté
surprising.
de la Terre depuis là-haut. Quoi.
What
C'est
also
magnifique.
surprised me
Mais
is the beauty of
voilà,
the
une
the
super
Earth and the
expérience.
universe and so on. So
Oui,
it's a
c'est
tremendous
la
experience.
suite
Yes,
et
well,
le plus émerveillé
and what has
de
amazed
la
you
beauté de
most,
la Terre.
to follow up on that, apart from the beauty of
Effectivement,
Earth?
je crois que ce qui m'a le plus émerveillé, c'est
True. I
la
think
beauté de la
what
Terre, en fait. Et puis
amazed
ça,
me most was
tous
the
les
beauty
matins,
of the Earth.
systématiquement, quand on j'ouvre
Every morning,
les volets de la
systematically,
cupola, je
when
suis
you
tout
open up
autant
the cupolas
émerveillée.
flaps there, the shutters,
J'ai toujours
I'm
cette
astonished
fraîcheur du
every
waouh.
time.
C'est tellement beau. Vous
And
savez,
it's this
c'est
freshness of
aussi
the
ressourçant
wow
que quand on est
impression.
dans un beau
And
paysage sur
it's
Terre, que ce soit en haut
resourceful.
d'une
It's
montagne
like
ou
when
alors
you see
qu'on
a
voit
beautiful landscape and you're at the
l'infini
top of
de
the
la mer avec
mountain,
l'horizon devant ou le
or when
coucher
you
qui se
see
pointe du
the
soleil. On est
infinity of
vraiment inspiré
the
et on
sea,
se
the
sent
ocean.
aligné, on se dit
You're
waouh, c'est
inspired,
beau.
or a
Et je pense
sunset,
que
and you're
unanimement,
inspired, and you say,
tout
"Wow,
le
it's
monde
beautiful."
peut
And
partager ce
everyone,
sentiment de waouh, c'est
unanimously,
beau.
you
Et
can
ça,
all
c'est l'impression
share
qu'on
this
a quand on voit
wow
la Terre de
feeling.
haut.
And that's the
On
feeling you
comprend
get
que
when
la
you
Terre
see the
est
Earth from
belle, la
high
Terre
up there, and you
est
understand that the Earth
puissante
is
parce que c'est
beautiful.
vraiment un ensemble
It's
d'écosystèmes qui
powerful
nous permet à
because it's
l'humanité
a
de
whole
survivre et de
set of
vivre et d'être heureux et
ecosystems
d'avoir des vies
that allows
magnifiques.
humanity to
Mais c'est
live,
aussi
to
un système
survive, and to
fragile.
have wonderful
Fragile
lives.
parce
But
qu'on
it's also a
comprend
very
que
fragile
l'atmosphère est
system
toute petite, on
because you
comprend
understand that the atmosphere is very small.
on voit
You understand that
les effets de la déforestation,
you
on
can
voit
see
les
the
effets
effects
des
of
lacs qui
deforestation. You
sèchent ou
can
des
see
inondations
the
ou des volcans
effects of drought, of
en éruption. Donc
volcanoes
voilà, on voit
that
beaucoup de choses
erupt.
et du coup, on se
And
sent
you can see a
d'autant
lot
plus
of different
connecté
things, and you feel all the
et
more
comme
connected.
connecté à
And
l'humanité en tant
you're
qu'habitant de
connected
ce
with
vaisseau spatial
humanity
qui voyage
as
au
inhabitants
travers de
of this
l'univers.
vessel, traveling
Et
into the
sinon,
universe, as
comment
it
on
were.
dort dans l'espace? Est-ce
How do
qu'on
you
rêve
sleep in
différemment
space?
de quand on est, est-ce
Do
qu'on
you
dort bien?
dream
Est-ce qu'on rêve
differently?
différemment
Do you
de quand on
sleep
est sur la
well? Do you
Terre?
sleep differently than when you're on Earth?
Écoutez, on dort très très bien. Enfin, en tout cas, moi,
Listen, we sleep really well. Well, I have no worry with that. I have no worry about sleeping. And
on fait des rêves comme sur Terre, j'allais dire. Par contre,
you
j'ai essayé
dream
de
just
réfléchir un
like
petit
on
peu
Earth.
aux rêves que je fais
But I
finalement.
try and think about
Et
what I'm
finalement,
doing
je me
up
rends
here.
compte que tous les rêves que j'ai
And
faits
I
jusqu'à
realized
présent,
that all of the
ça se
dreams
passe
I've
avec
had so
l'environnement de
far,
gravité terrestre.
it's
C'est-à-dire que
to
c'est comme
do with
si la
the
scène se passait
terrestrial
sur Terre, il n'y
Earth's
a pas des objets
gravity.
qui flottent partout.
The scene was
Donc voilà, peut-être que
actually
c'est
taking
parce que
place
j'ai
on
pas
Earth.
encore
I
passé
don't
assez
see
de temps dans
objects
l'espace.
floating
On verra
around me
dans
all the
quelques mois.
time in
Reposez-moi
my
la
dreams.
question quand je reviendrai au sol.
So maybe I'll think about it more when I get back down on Earth.
Comment s'organise une journée un
How
peu type
do you
pour un astronaute qui travaille
organise
dans
a typical
l'ISS?
day? How does it work for an astronaut working on the ISS?
Alors une journée type, il faut savoir qu'elle est très
A
très dense. Ça fait
typical
des journées
day
chargées et
is
c'est
very
assez
dense.
intense le rythme.
We've got a
Ça
lot to
commence
do
à
during the day.
7h30
It's a
par le
pretty
briefing du matin et qu'on fait avec tous les
high,
centres de
strong rhythm.
contrôle,
We
donc
start with the
à
briefing
Houston,
in
à
the morning
Munich,
with
à
all the
Tsukuba au
control
Japon
centers in
et à
Houston,
Moscou.
Munich,
Et là on fait un
Tsukuba
briefing sur la
in
journée, les
Japan, and
activités de la
Moscow.
journée à
And we do a
venir, les
briefing on
priorités,
the
etc.
day and the
Ensuite, on
activities
a
for the
toutes
day
nos
to come.
activités qui
And then
déroulent.
we have all our
Et
activities
ça,
that take place
minuté
one
à
after the
5
other.
minutes près. Quoi. On a
And this is
l'activité
all timed to within
qui est
5
programmée à
minutes
5 minutes près.
each
Et
time.
puis,
This
on
is all
a
scheduled
chacun,
to within
par exemple,
5
pour telle
minutes.
activité, tel
And each
astronaute
of
doit
us,
contacter le centre au Japon,
one
tel astronaute doit
astronaut will
contacter le centre à
contact
Huntsville,
the
donc
Japanese
pour les
center, another
expériences
will
scientifiques,
contact
d'autres à Munich,
Hampshire
etc.
for
Donc on a
scientific
chacun
experiments,
ce
another
qu'on
on
appelle
Munich and
une
so on. And
timeline,
each of us
c'est-à-dire
has
un
what they
déroulé
call a
précis des
timeline.
activités.
In other words,
Et
a
puis ensuite,
sequence of
donc,
activities to
dans chaque
respect.
journée, on a donc
And
soit de la
in
maintenance, soit
every
des
day
expériences
we have
scientifiques, et on a aussi un créneau
maintenance,
de
we have
sport.
scientific
Le créneau de
experiments,
sport, c'est
and we
environ
also
2 heures et
have
demie, qui
sports.
comprend
About
30 minutes de
2.5
cardio
hours
et
of
1 heure,
sport, 30 minutes of
et
cardiac
une heure et
exercise,
demie de
and an
renforcement
hour and a
musculaire,
half
parce que sinon on
of
perdrait beaucoup nos
muscular
muscles,
strengthening because we
et
lose
puis
a
notre
lot of
densité
strength in
osseuse.
our muscles up here and a lot of
Voilà, et puis on
density
a
of the
un petit
bone
créneau réservé pour le
structure
repas
as
du
well.
midi, mais c'est
And
rarement
then we have
ensemble.
a
Par contre,
slot
le soir, le
for
rendez-vous de tout
lunch,
le monde se
which we
retrouve le
take
soir, c'est à
together.
19h30,
And then we all
où là
meet up in the evening at 6:30, where we have the debriefing of the day's activities with the control centres around the world. And then, once once the debriefing is over, we dine together, and the day comes to an end like that, really. You don't see time go past, really. What did you think when there was the alert and the crew had to go into the Dragon capsule? What were you thinking about when that happened?
Mais écoutez, à ce moment-là, on était surtout très concentrés. J'ai trouvé que la manière dont ça a été géré, ça a été avec un calme très professionnel et c'était très agréable de dérouler la procédure. En fait, on a entendu sur la radio Houston qui nous appelait en disant nous, la station ici, Houston, on vous demande d'appliquer la procédure 3.4 d'aller se mettre à l'abri pour aller se mettre à l'abri dans le Crew Dragon. Donc c'est une procédure qu'on connaît, on l'avait répété une fois au sol, donc on la connaît vraiment sur le bout des doigts.
We are familiar with. We practiced it on Earth, so it went very well. Each astronaut has their own procedure, and then the ground center, they all know what they have to do. We all knew what we had to do. So we were trained before, and the whole team, the whole crew was trained. So it went well, and you don't think about anything other than just remaining focused to follow the procedure. So in the end, once everything was over, I don't know how long that took exactly, but the emergency period came to an end, and Houston decided it was time to go back into the station. There, I started to think about it all, and I thought, whoa, it wasn't too bad because I want to stay longer on the station. I want to stay up here, but time goes past so swiftly. You have so much to do compared with when you're on Earth. I have a question from a reader that I'm often asked. Can you get in contact with your family easily enough?
Oui, alors on a de la chance d'être en 2026.
Yes, well, we're lucky because in 2026 we have connections which are worthy of the present generation. So it's pretty easy to get in touch with our families. But it's rather like when you're on Earth, you have a telephone which is built into our computers, each of us, in your sleeping cabin. And you can phone family when there are moments for connection. In other words, when we're moving over the right part of the in relation to the satellites and so on that provide a relay to communication. So most of the time, we're not limited, except if there are short breaks of 15 minutes of communication because there are regular cut-offs. But this is one of the ways we go about it. We can also have video calls with our families. But finally, these video calls, the audio calls, and so on, it's exactly like on Earth. It really works well. What about the biology experiment that you were conducting with students in France in parallel? Have you communicated with them? How's it going?
Écoutez, cette expérience, c'était vraiment un grand bonheur de la faire.
This experiment was great fun doing it, and I've had exchanges with them, and it made me really happy. I was really glad to discuss things with them. And they saw me on the screen, like you're seeing me now on screen, but I didn't see them. And I felt in their voices when they were asking me these questions. We turned on we saw that they had stars in their eyes, that they're asking the questions all the same. So it was great to talk with these young people and to see the curiosity that we were arousing in them, livening them up, making them aware of exploration, thinking about exploration and testing the various things. This is what I want to hand on to the younger generation. Precisely. Thank you very much, Sophie. That was the last question. And this brings our event to an end. It wraps it up. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Eh bien, écoute, merci. Et puis, merci à toutes les équipes de
Playbac,
thank you to the whole
Playbac team for having
Je pense que cette jeunesse d'aujourd'hui, on peut lui faire confiance. Elle va
carried over all of these messages. I think we can have confidence. We have faith in this younger generation for tomorrow's world. And we have to give them the right tools to cope with that. Thank you for the journalists. Thank you for those taking part. And we can get the message across to actually stimulate the curiosity of this younger generation for the future.
Yeah, sending you a ton of good vibes from space.
Station, this is Houston ACR. That concludes the event. Thank you.
Thank you. you to all participants.
Thank you.
Station, we are now resuming operational audio communications.